Good morning, everybody. Happy Wednesday, happy hump day. Welcome to News Now on Fox 10 Extra. We are just getting started. We've got 2 more hours of news for you. What I'm showing you right now, President Donald Trump departing the White House, speaking to the media for more than a half hour on his way to Louisville, Kentucky, to speak at the American Veterans 75th National Convention. We will have it all for you right here on News Now. Ron Hoon is back, everybody. Ron, thanks for being here.
Hello, everybody. I heard, I just sort of kind of through the grapevine that there was some discussion about me while I was absent.
Good or bad?
No, all about, so there's a guy on YouTube whose name is Ron Hoon's Watch.
Yes.
And so I think if I don't show the watch every so often, people get a little jittery. So there's your watch chat. Pilar, this is really interesting. I know you're gonna. So just everybody who's watching on TV. So Pilar's been on YouTube already for what, an hour?
More than an hour. Yeah.
More than an hour, and she's been airing some of those early comments from the president. For all of you on TV, we're gonna have basically everything he had to say, all the big headlines coming up in a few minutes. But it's really fascinating because you're going to get a little bit of a different take on some of the biggest issues out there. He denies some of the reporting that's been out there in terms of what did he and Wayne LaPierre really talk about,
right,
the head of the NRA. So that's going to be interesting for you to hear. He also talks about whether or not, so there's been all this talk over the last 48 hours, is a big tax cut coming for people in 2020. That is one thing Republicans like to run on. But you'll want to hear what he has to say about whether or not that's going to happen or not.
And I'm rolling this video. We had the acting DHS secretary holding a news conference this morning about a new immigration policy.
Yep.
So that is definitely what President Trump talking about as well.
Now that the story is a little confusing, but the bottom line is there's been a ruling that the government has gone along with now for years and years in terms of what are the rules when you're holding migrant children, also meaning teenagers, not necessarily somebody who's 8 years old, but it can also be somebody who's 17 years old. When you're holding a minor, that basically requires you, the government, to release them after 20 days.
Yeah.
So the argument that the president is making and the administration, and you'll hear in this news conference, Pilar will have more of it for you, but the bottom line is they're saying, look, that ruling that came from that judge all those years ago, that was a temporary ruling for that place and time. We're going to institute some new rules that will allow us to hold migrant children for much, much longer.
Yeah.
Now, you can imagine there's going to be a court fight on this ASAP.
Right.
Frequently, we hear from the ACLU, generally within 24 or 48 hours of a ruling, or some sort of new opinion coming out of the government about how they do things. So it looks like, I would be shocked, Pilar, if by the end of the day we don't hear about a lawsuit as pushback to it. But again, the president feels like he's got a more friendly court now when it goes all the way up to the Supreme Court. It's just that things are in limbo in between.
By the way, that old decision that you were talking about, it's a 1997 Floors Agreement.
Yeah, the Floors Agreement.
Yeah.
That dates all the way back to the Bill Clinton days, and it's a unique argument from the government that this is not set in stone from 22 years ago.
Right.
We still should have some ability to deal with the crisis on the border today. So again, there'll be pushback, you can guarantee it, but it's just one more effort on the part of the administration to make things difficult for people at the border in their efforts to try to get into the U.S.
Absolutely. So we will definitely have that news conference and stay on top of immigration, everything coming out of Washington, the White House, the administration. We always stay on top of it right here on News Now. Yeah. Ron, a story that we've been covering essentially since it broke. From over the weekend, Friday night, Saturday, Sunday, yesterday, Monday. Today's Wednesday, right?
It is, yes.
I mean, it's very sad, but you hear 2 firefighters have gone missing after they took off on a boating trip from Florida. Yeah. And it's just kind of, it's not, I don't want to say this story has captivated the nation, but it's definitely gotten a lot of people's attention.
You know, it really has. And so you've got the wives of both of these 2 firefighters who have been actively involved in the search, who have done all they can to thank, for example, the Coast Guard, talking about just the incredible efforts that they've had underway. Now, as we show you the two firefighters, we can tell you this. There are a couple of clues, but my understanding is these two clues, one is a kind of a duffel bag that floats that they believe came from their boat, and then there was the top of a cooler that they think could very well have belonged to both of these two men. But they're where the areas where they were found is miles and miles and miles away from where they actually had the search concentrated.
Right.
So you'll hear the news conference a little bit later this morning. This is something else that Pilar's been watching closely for you guys. I mean, they are pushing the search area so far north now.
North Carolina.
Because they have to do it as a result of the kind of the Gulf Stream and just the way the water, if you had been in the water for 4 days and you were holding on to something that was keeping you afloat, you could have literally drifted from Florida all the way up to North Carolina. I mean, it is such a needle in a haystack kind of search. You just pray that it's going to have a happy ending, but it is a very, very tall order.
Yeah, Brian McClooney and Justin Walker, they departed from Port Canaveral on Friday aboard a 24-foot vessel, and the U.S. Coast Guard saying at this time it's a race against time. Yep. The sooner we can find these gentlemen, the better. So everybody's just keeping a very close eye out, and they're actually asking members of the public, hey, if you have the proper equipment, if you have a boat, if you have searching methods and you can help us out, please join.
Right.
I
mean, it's rare, but it's really cool to ask the general public, this is one that we actually can use your help on.
Right.
Most of the time when you've got search and rescue efforts underway, that's the last thing they're going to say.
Right. They ask you to stay out of their way normally.
Kind of stay out of our way. We know what we're doing.
Right.
But when you're searching a vast ocean, and they go north and they go south. I mean, we're just talking about literally hundreds of miles now of coastline that the search effort entails. It's going to be tough.
Yeah. All right, Ron, I am calling this Survey Wednesday.
You are, Pilar.
That's because I got 3 that I figured are good talkers.
Okay.
All right. So the first one, a lot of Americans in this boat living paycheck to paycheck.
All right.
If you are struggling to make ends meet, you're not alone.
Yep.
A recent survey from Charles Schwab, of course we know Charles Schwab is in the finance business, economy, banking. Sure. They say the average American is having a hard time financially, with 59% of adults saying they live paycheck to paycheck.
Pilar, so now we've talked about a couple of trends that are happening in the country in recent years. Number one is student debt. College has become so expensive. People take on such a massive level of debt. They have to.
Right.
Because they want to get that degree. So many of the good jobs, you got to have some form of a college degree. And so then you go into the workforce with the intention that over the course of, say, 10 years, you're going to get those loans paid off. Pilar, can I just mention that when I went to a prominent university here on the West Coast, the University of Washington in Seattle, it's a public institution. It's maybe not going to be as expensive as some private schools, but tuition was around $550 a
semester?
Yeah.
Wow.
Well, we had
that's how much I paid for
trimesters
books
there.
at ASU, Ron.
Yeah.
A semester.
I know. I mean, it's just it's kind of the massive building boom on the college campuses. It makes them wonderful places to go and spend time. But boy, there are some massive expenses there. And so, unfortunately, Pilar, people end up with this level of debt. You know what that means? Then they can't go buy their own house,
right?
Because their debt loads are so high that they are in a situation where they have to keep renting. And the traditional way where people would make money, and generate some savings for themselves by putting 3% down on a new house. And if you can scrape up, say for a $200,000 house, scrape up $6,000, and then 5 years down the line, that $200,000 house is worth $250,000. Well, you just made $50,000. I mean, that's the way it's been done for generations in our country, and it is really tough right now, just in terms of people being able to afford that.
Right. Ron, when you're talking about it's hard to survive the day-to-day, though, think
Yep.
long term.
Yep.
The study also revealing that only 38% of Americans have emergency funds. The majority are unprepared for retirement. But there's a little bit of a caveat because it suggests the average person wastes about $500 per month on non-essential items. So think about it like...
Now, is this going to be the anti-Starbucks portion of the show? Pilar?
No, it's
What?
not.
Okay, so it's not the $4 latte.
But there's advice, which I like about the surveys. They don't
Okay,
just
good.
give you the facts, they
All right.
offer some ways to help. And this one
Beautiful.
says experts recommend tracking your spending and creating a budget to cut out unnecessary expenses. So when
Yeah.
you think about,
Yeah,
there's
it's
all
true.
these apps now that you can use
Right.
to budget. You type in your income, either bi-weekly, weekly. You say, hey, this is what I've got. This is where my money's going, and it helps. Every little bit helps, right?
Yeah. Well, gosh, can I just tell you, I'm revealing more about my financial side than I believe I've ever done with Mike Pace before. But do you know that, so in 1980, when I had my first job in the TV news business, my annual salary was $8,800 a year.
Wow.
$8,800 a year. I had to drive. This was up in the Northwest in a city called Spokane. My hometown, another, is about 3 hours away, called Wenatchee. Gas was so cheap back then. I want to say it was like 59 cents a gallon. That we would take, my wife and I, we would take like 2 weeks worth of used all our clothes. We would drive over to my mom and dad's house and use their washer dryer,
Right, laundry,
rather than pay for a laundromat or try to buy a washer dryer machine ourselves. I mean, you got to do what you got to do. We were so super frugal.
Yeah,
It was
I'm a couponer. I'm
mind-boggling.
extremely frugal.
Yes.
And so I pay attention to things like that. But it's funny that you mentioned gas prices because I feel like when I first started paying attention to what my parents were paying at the pump, gas was like 97 cents a gallon.
Okay, yeah. I mean, we did have that phase there back in like the 90s.
Yep.
Right, are you talking about? So, yeah, I mean, it would be nice if gas prices went back down. But guess what? These oil companies, these gas companies, that, you know, the amount of money they charge per gallon is pretty mind-boggling.
Yeah.
You know, and it's just forever, it just seems like it keeps going up. You know, honestly, 10 years from now, most of us are going to be driving electric cars. We're
Right.
going to have to worry about some of the crazy prices at the gas pump.
Once the price of the cars drop, of course, because that's what I'm waiting for. I would
That's
love
right.
to have a hybrid or fully electric vehicle.
Yeah.
But the price on those got to come down just a little bit.
Yeah.
All right, Ron, let's use your expertise as a parent for this next survey.
Oh, we're still in Survey Wednesday? Okay, that's good.
Turns out having kids really does make you happier, but there's a catch. And you
Okay.
talked about this on AZAM.
Yes, we did a little bit. So, you know, I mean, let me just tell you that when you finally reach that second level of having the kids around, and I mean the grandbabies, it's so great. It's just so great because it really does, the stress is kind of removed and you just get to have fun with them.
Right.
You know, so, but yeah, let's face it, it is stressful, but it is worth it. And, you know, I actually remember some friends of ours saying to us years ago, we had 3 kids we were raising, and our oldest, Michelle, was just becoming a teenager. And I remember this gal saying, oh, you guys are just about to enter the teenage years. Good luck. You know,
You're like,
okay, thank
great.
you very much. But I always tell people you do make it out the other side, and it works out. It actually works out great. But you do have to have a level of patience, and I think that is what your reporting reveals.
Ron, this study from researchers at Heidelberg University in Germany says that
Oh.
children make people happier,
Yep.
but only after they've moved out.
Well, absence makes the heart grow fonder.
No empty nesters there.
Yeah. You know, and actually those first couple of years when all they want to do, you know, you walk in the house and they're so excited to see you, and you know, they just want to hug and all of those guys, that's pretty great too. I don't know, one of my favorite time frames for kids are when they kind of get to the point where you can start having conversations with them.
Right, so that's
age
part
4, age 5, age 6. It's not like you're worried about changing diapers
Right.
anymore. You know, and it's kind of cool. So.
But that was actually a major part of this study. The survey is saying that the reason adult kids make parents happier is because of the emotional support they provide to their parents. You know, you're an adult, you kind of understand.
For sure.
You've gone through the life experiences and you're no longer, you know, being supported per se, and it's a whole new ballgame.
Good job, Pilar. I'm glad that you dug into that whole thing.
All right, one more really quick,
right.
Ron.
Yep.
Friendliest states. If you're looking for a warm welcome, you may want to stay away from this state.
Okay, so you have the list of the least friendly and the most friendly.
This is New York we're showing footage of right now.
Okay, so New York is number 1 least friendly.
The Empire State taking the title of the least friendly state in the U.S.
So what else would be there in terms of other? You have the top 5 least friendly, correct?
Right.
And I have not seen the list.
No. So the least friendly is New York.
Yes,
we know that. But then we also have the top 5 of the friendliest states.
Oh, really?
And if you had to take a guess, where in the country? Where would you think?
I've got a good guess.
Okay, let's go.
I've got a good guess. Ready? Here it comes. Nebraska.
The Midwest.
Is Nebraska number 1?
The Midwest. So number 1.
Yes.
Minnesota.
Oh, all of
we have our Christy Larson here cheering because that's where she's from.
Christy is our. We like to call her our DM, our designated Minnesotan. We always try to have at least one Minnesotan in the newsroom.
And then,
actually, right now we have 2. Aaron, our producer, also. But okay, so Minnesota's number 1. Great.
Yeah. So
cool.
then we go to the South.
Oh.
Then we're looking at Tennessee.
Oh yeah.
South Carolina.
Oh yeah.
Texas. I lived there for 5 years. I know that.
Okay.
And Wyoming rounding out the top 5 of the friendliest.
Oh, so Wyoming representing for the West. That's pretty cool. Yeah, you know, a lot of these surveys, you know, then you dig into it and you find out it has to do with charitable giving per capita and I don't know, a couple of other things like how many parks are, you know. You always wonder about the criteria
right.
of it. But I have definitely found 2 places in the country are the friendliest. It is the Midwest. I know we're out of time. I could share so many stories about my time in Nebraska and how cool the people are there. But I totally believe Minnesota as well. And then down south, that Southern hospitality thing, Pilar, it's the real deal.
Yeah, well, that survey was done by a travel website, of course. They always try to promote, hey, we conducted this study, you know, we've got all these stats. But you have to give this travel site credit because they surveyed 1.5 million tourists about the best places to visit. That's a pretty significant pool.
Okay, I'm on board then.
Right.
That's a big number. Good for them.
All right, Ron Hoon joining us for the top stories of the day. The fastest 15 minutes of news, it's already over.
What happened?
Well, really quick though, before we go to break, I would like to show everybody this is where President Trump is going to be in Louisville, Kentucky, speaking at the American Veterans National Convention. We will have that right here on News Now. Don't go anywhere.